This is it. Opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. Hello, everyone. With Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. We'll be hearing from our Hall of Famer on the sideline, David Aldridge. And a chance now to look at the schedule for Long Beach. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Mike Conley and the Utah Jazz. Then on Sunday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. Now the starting group for Long Beach. Whiteside is out there with Marvin Bagley. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. And it's Beverly in at the 1. And for Los Angeles, LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Caldwell Pope out there with Derrick Rose. And Harrell's in at the 5, roaming the paint. Opening day, Chris. In your experience, which types of teams tend to start the season well, started strong?
Two types. One, the team that has been forgotten about and left out. The team that had a disappointing season the year before, and no one knows the pain that they went through all summer long, waiting to get back to that moment. So they've been incentivized for half of a year to come back and say, wait a minute, it's our turn now. And those teams are sneaky under the radar.
A little chip on their shoulder, in other words.
And then secondly, I would say veteran teams. Teams that know what they want, teams that are focused and saying, wait a minute, we know this is a marathon. Let's take our time, warm up, and stick to the principles right away, and we'll end up in the right place later.
And Harrell slams it in.
And able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play, the board and the bucket.
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now here is Davis. Caldwell Pope outside. Harrell trying to free himself up. Back to Davis. James outside. And finished off by LeBron.
James is effective at getting near the basket. Always look to dunking it home.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, here's what Long Beach's head coach had to say when we talked earlier. Facing one of the game's truly elite players in Anthony Davis, he said, an all-around player, he'll find a way to affect the game. We've got to build a wall, force him to be a playmaker. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David.
And as long as he retains that great explosion in his legs, Derrick Rose will be a factor around the rim.
George, that one goes. Count it.
His offensive skill set is off the charts. He has more than a few ways to punish.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
Throw good, Paul George. You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
For Long Beach, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And that one's good. Beverly.
Well, that's what they want to see out of Beverly. Decisive basketball. Nice, aggressive drive to the cup.
Rose passes to LeBron. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played, he dishes it to Harrell. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. Harrell's got his second basket of the night.
An elite passer in his position. I mean, James always seems to make the right decision.
Leonard on the wing. Back to Bagley. And he banks in the layup.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Now Rose. And it's Harrell at the elbow. Kicks it out to James. Clock at 4. From downtown, Davis controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Just so resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job done inside in all sorts of ways, and that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance bucket.
It's good.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
Now here's Rose. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Rose always been one of the best at getting to the line. The D has to avoid fouling in those situations.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him.
And for Derrick Rose, the question will be how much of his MVP level of play from 2011 can he recover? You'd love to see him return to that form.
And Rose drops them both.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Now the Lakers on the break. That one falls.
Oh, man. I love how Caldwell Pope uses his muscle on the drive, just bouncing off the defense and nailing some pretty difficult shots.
And Beverly kicks to George. Offensive rebound. Right side, the pass to George. It will not find the hoop. It's his third miss. He has made 2. Rose with the ball. James outside. Clock at 6. Fires from the line. No good off the back of the rim. And so it's Bagley with it. He brings it up for the Clippers. They trail by 1. Count it. And that's now 6 points for Kawhi Leonard.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Now here's James. Here's the teardrop. That shot off. Great D that time from Leonard.
Not the most productive quarter he'll ever have, but his shot selection's been a little bit dubious.
Pass to Bagley. Back to George. George missing again.
Oh, their movement is good, and they get the ball into the right hand. Now, usually he drops those in between jumpers.
James against George. Now here's James. Guarded closely. Over George. Another miss by James.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
He's perfect from the field this quarter. He's giving fits out there.
Here's LeBron. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. James finds Caldwell Pope. Rose goes in, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. They get Hassan Whiteside. Most teams now look to run early and often, Chris, and there are some keys to finding success, aren't there, in the transition game?
Yeah, and the first key is you run fast and you speed up the pace, but that doesn't mean you hurry and take a hurried shot. Pacing and speed is all about getting it past half court to see if the defense is set, and if they're not, to take advantage. But it's a two-step process. But the teams that just run all crazy or willy-nilly, like my grandfather used to say, well, you're not going to do anything but play fast and bad.
Zubac is checked in for Whiteside. And Rose drops them both. For Long Beach, they've gone 8 of 12 on field goal attempts so far. Davis against Beverly. Outside, George. From the high post. That's a good shot, and now he's 3 for 7.
Just phenomenal awareness by Beverly, just dishing the ball to the wide open man easily.
And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here. First chance here in their inaugural game of the season to go up against Long Beach.
And we saw how competitive and entertaining the season series was between these two terrific teams last year.
But it's always a marquee matchup on the schedule. I think it's going to be another fun set of games between them this year.
Kyle Kuzma's checked in for the Lakers. Lights Out checked in for Long Beach. Here is Rose. He's got 6. Pass to Davis. He can't get that one to fall. Empty that time from Leonard. And Beverly kicks to Zubac. Here's George. Rebounded by the Lakers. And here's Rose. Caldwell Pope outside. Passes to Harrell. 6 to shoot. Over Leonard. Second chance shot. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
The Lakers have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Anthony Davis. Marcus Morris is checked in for George. And both free throws good for Davis.
Oh, this is a big fella who has no problems at the foul line. I mean, a very smooth touch on the stroke.
Outside Leonard. Great that time from Harrell. The Lakers trail. Rose looking around to the left wing. Here's Kuzma. They get it back, so they take the lead. 6 points for Anthony Davis.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Beverly dishes to Morris. Now the pass to Zubac. The rebound by Caldwell Pope. Lakers shooting the ball to the tune of 41% from the field so far. And the shot goes in.
The blinding speed of Caldwell Pope is virtually impossible to match up with in transition. He just gets down the floor so incredibly quick.
Morris outside. Out to the right wing. Oh, Morris in position. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. Now here is Davis. 6 points for him. Outside Rose. The 19-foot shot. Los Angeles with a fresh shot clock. Harrell, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And wow, you just have to love the motor on Montrezl Harrell when he's on the floor. Great on the glass, and he just plays with such a fire.
Shooter 2.
And he makes the first. And with Harrell, you can see how his energy spreads to the rest of the team.
Reminds me a bit of what Fareed used to bring to teams. Harrell is also undersized, but boy, he makes up for it in so many ways.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Richaun Holmes comes in for Davis, and it's Jeremy Lin in for Rose. And both free throws good for Harrell.
Yeah, a lot of whistles here early, as well as foul trouble starting to be an issue.
Leonard against Kuzma. Unloads from 13. And it's Leonard missing.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Pass to Harrell. Six on the shot clock. Here's Lin. Now the dish to Harrell. Caldwell Pope feeling it out a bit. Kicks it to Lin. Second shot opportunity. Long Beach with the rebound. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's lights out. And the rejection by Holmes. Outside, Lin. Pass to Kuzma. 1:43 left to play in the first. Releases. That one misses. And Long Beach going the other way now. Here's Leonard. And the defense really pressing up on him. Made that a tough shot. They get a hand on it. And it's Long Beach on the break. Drops in the breakaway layup. Here's Lin. He's still scoreless so far in this one. 1:06 left here in the first quarter. Passes it to Kuzma. Got it. Good job in the low post.
You see how comfortable Kuzma is from there. I mean, he knows he has the size and touch needed to be effective.
Here's lights out. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Rebound by Harrell. Harrell's got his 6th rebound on the night. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
That's a good break. It's tough to connect on those long distance passes.
JaVale McGee's checked in for Montrezl Harrell. There's the pass to Caldwell Pope. The 19-foot shot. Los Angeles with a fresh shot clock. Here's McGee. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock, and Morris throws it down.
Morris really rises up for these jams, leaving no mistake as he finishes with authority.
Kuzma outside. The top of the key jumper is on the mark.
You want Kuzma to keep doing this, working on becoming more effective with his ball control.
One quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Lakers on top. They lead by 3. We've got more in store for you right after this. Well, you see a lot of players who pick up a controller and fire up NBA 2K, thank goodness, including the king himself, LeBron James.
I play 2K all the time. Seriously, when I'm playing the game, I'm putting certain lineups on the court that I see could actually help us in real life, which is very weird.
Always experimenting, always keeping his mind engaged, Greg, with basketball.
And that's who Bron is. He lives, breathes, and eats basketball.
And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Well, it's part of their strategy coming in, no doubt. And there may not be that much their opponent can do about it.
On the floor for Long Beach. You've got lights out. Ivica Zubac, who's out there with Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Dotson in at the 2-guard. Let's use this break for a quick look at the squads that really made it happen on the fast break last season.
Do they love to run? I mean, nobody did it better. They would get out in the lanes and push the ball even after makes.
The free throw drops for Zubac. As we talk about perimeter scoring becoming more prevalent, the biggest shift coming from bigs shooting more threes.
Yeah, they are now counted upon to space the floor, and the better you can shoot, the better you can space the floor. And then more importantly, if you can knock down that three, you become a triple threat, because now you can shoot there, maybe you can dribble and get by, or because of your height, you see different passing lanes, and you can be a better passer, getting your teammates involved, and they like that spacing as well.
Now here's Kuzma. He kicks it to Caldwell Pope. Over Morris. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. And for the Clippers, they're shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Here's Leonard. Morris trying to free himself up. Sinks that one from the post. 10 points for Leonard.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Now here's Lynn. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Kuzma passes to Holmes. Just 5 on the clock. And there's another turnover by the Lakers.
And checking out the stats for Leonard. He's coming off an excellent season. Around 20 points per game last season. 6 rebounds and 3 assists. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah, it gives you something you really can rely on going into every game. And you can also work off of him to look to create for others.
And you can see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. Now here's Lynn. Pass to Holmes. Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2. For Long Beach, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Here's lights out, and Long Beach again with the bucket.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Lynn dishes to McGee. Can't cash in from close range.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Leonard finds Zubac, and the dunk by Zubac.
And this is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
Yeah, because it's so hard to prevent transition scores. Whenever you get an opportunity to get out and run, you take it.
Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so 1 free throw coming up. Marcus Morris picks one up there. The Lakers have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line. Los Angeles making a switch here. James is checked in. Then for Long Beach. Whiteside's checked in for Zubac. Bagley comes in for Marcus Morris. And Paul George is subbed in for Leonard.
One shot.
For Long Beach, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. LeBron against George. Rebounded by Holmes. And here's James. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Trailing by 2. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. 11 feet away. Here's Holmes. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. And for the Clippers, they're shooting a sweet 57% clip in quarter number 2. Dotson kicks to George. Pass to Lights out. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Lets it go with a 3. George, no good.
They haven't needed him as much as I thought they would tonight.
Pass to McGee. Back to Lynn. 6 to shoot. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Lynn with the steal. LeBron James on the wing. Baseline Jay on the way. And he overshot that one, missing. Long Beach shooting 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them. Wasted no time on that one. And it's 7 points for Lights out.
And I don't care how far from the bucket he is. You've got to have a man on him. He's just too good from deep.
Now here's James. Count that one.
And the mental fortitude of James. Even when the defense is there, he pays it little attention.
Long Beach leading by 3. The pass to Dotson. And there's the call on James. That is his first foul of the game. Henson's checked in for the Lakers. Rose comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And the Clippers with a change here too. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Lights out. Pass to Beverly. Here's Dotson. Shot clock at 5. And here's George for 3. They get the rebound. Wow, hammering it in.
And the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
Now here's Rose. He's got 6, and Whiteside sends it back, and they're able to recover. Then the pass to Rose. Over Bagley. It's good, and the Long Beach lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Rose.
And great elevation on that shot from Rose. When his jumper is falling, he becomes a nightmare to defend.
And the foul on Derrick Rose. That is his first foul of the game. Anthony Davis, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Here's Beverly, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Beverly's got the lead up to 5 now for Long Beach.
Even when contact comes Beverly's way, I mean, he's a pro at finishing, absorbing it so well on these shots.
James against George. Here's Davis. Here's Henson. Bagley with the block.
They need that kind of defensive impact from Bagley. I mean, he's using his size and length to force opponents to be aware of him at that end of the floor.
And James picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And that's foul number 2. Maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rose.
And let's see some of the numbers here for Paul George. He's coming off an excellent season. 4th in steals and amongst the league's top-tier scorers, top 20 in points per game.
And as you pointed out, he was top 5 in steals last season. Just a lethal combination of great physical ability and acute mental preparation. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Well, he might not be blocking 4 shots a game anymore, but Hassan Whiteside's still a factor in the paint defensively.
Free throw, good, Whiteside. And with Whiteside, his size and length set him apart from others defensively. Greg, even at the center position.
You just can't ignore the reach and coverage that Whiteside has when he's in the paint. Even though the block numbers aren't what they once were, the amount of shots he changes is still very high.
And the Lakers call time here.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Poor rotations. I mean, slow help and just not enough toughness on the interior. They've got a lot to talk about.
Now here's Rose. He's got 8. Lynn the pass to Davis. To the inside. Here's James. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Beverly wide open. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. James in the post. He's covered by Whiteside. LeBron, no good.
He's gone off the rails this quarter. And it's a bad time to do it. I mean, when they're needing to fight from behind.
Now here's Beverly. George passes to Dotson. 4 on the shot clock. Lets the 3 fly. Unable to get that one. Some solid defense there from Lynn. James looking it over. Banked in off the glass. James has got 6.
And if you're the defense, what can you do? James is too strong, too focused on these finishes.
George passes to Bagley. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And when you watch him, Chris, around the rim and in the paint, it almost seems like Marvin Bagley is playing on a pogo stick.
Oh, yeah, it's his ability to jump and then immediately jump again. Reminds me a lot of Sean Marion. Players like that are so hard to keep off the offensive glass, and Bagley is no exception.
A lot of player ejections in the playoffs last year. In fact, the highest in 3 decades. Seems like tensions, Chris, with the officials are still escalating.
Well, yeah, the relationship between the players and the referees, you know, it's always an ongoing process, and it's definitely getting better. But last year we had the highest number of new referees in the history of the NBA. And so you're going to have growing pains when you have younger guys and understanding the culture of the league. But I like the way that we're going, and some of those rejections were warranted. Some of them weren't. I just look at that year as that just happened. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to hold players and referees accountable to last season. I think we need a little bit more context before we make a decision on player ejections and flagrants and things like that. Just a little more research.
Tries again. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on LeBron James.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Long Beach shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And last season, when they got themselves to the line, they usually came through as a team up around 81%.
Yeah, well, not many players were sought after as much as Bagley when he was coming out of high school. I mean, just about every big-time college had him on their radar.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Harrell, he's checked in for Henson. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Jeremy Lin. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Lakers trail by 9. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Nice shot by James.
James, such a terrific interior score. Simple, under control, and on the money.
And George, here we go. Here's Whiteside, and it's slammed in by Whiteside.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
And Kevin, this is why his teammates respect him. The hustle, the energy. You gotta love it.
Here's LeBron after the Clippers pick up 2. Over George. LeBron can't get it to go.
Until he starts knocking down some shots, I don't think the deficit's going to get any smaller.
Here's Beverly. Here's Whiteside, and it's good. 2 points. Whiteside's got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers.
And they have been really active on the boards this quarter. Those second chance points are keeping them in the game.
Back to James. Kicks it to Davis. Over George. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. 8 points for Davis.
As dangerous as he is inside, Davis gives opponents nightmares when he's able to get to the mid-range. He's very reliable when he steps back and takes the jump shot.
Nobody near George. Misses the 3.
Frozen. Guys just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
Rose passes to James. 1:53 left in the first half of the game.
As well as he's carried himself over the years, I'm amazed by the negativity about LeBron James. I mean, all he's done is 8 straight trips to the finals. Sometimes being on top makes you a target.
It's his first trip to the line.
And he hit 72% of his foul shots a season ago, but I'm not sure he's real thrilled with those numbers.
And that one misses. Chris, you think about what LeBron's accomplished, not just on the court, you know, his activism, his business acumen.
Yeah, shut up and dribble. That's what people want him to do, Kevin, but he's not listening, and thank God for that. It's about his power. It threatens some people. For whatever reason, they love to knock you down a peg.
Looking at who's out there now for Long Beach, Zubats is checked in for Whiteside. Morris comes in for Bagley, and it's Leonard in for Damian Dotson.
Oh, you love how effortless James makes this game look. Everything comes easy to him.
Here's George. Basket is good. He'll get a chance. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about. Getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And it's Rose with the ball for the Los Angeles Lakers. It's a 10-point game. There's a minute 34 left in the first half. Leonard against LeBron. Doesn't go that time. Good work defensively by Morris. Long Beach leading by 10. Outside Leonard. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Back to George. It's good. George has got 11 points.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Outside, Davis. 58 seconds left now here in the second. The feed to Hill. Shoots over Zubats. Here's Davis, and they pick up 2. 10 points for him.
If there's a list of the best inside scorers in the NBA, Davis has got to be right at the top. When he gets his hands on the ball down low, you might as well just count it.
That shot wide open. Leonard's got the lead up to 12 now for the Clippers.
Such a consistent night for him from the field. Whenever they've needed it, he's been their safety valve.
The drive by James. They recover it. Outside Rose. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. No good with the triple.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Everly with the ball. And Rose picks him up defensively. Here's Leonard. And Long Beach again with the bucket.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
And the first half is now in the books. Clippers lead by 14. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David. 16.
Kevin, thanks so much. Kawhi, you seem to be so at ease out there. How much is that helping your game?
It's helping me out a lot. Just coming in the game relaxed, just with more intensity. I mean, my teammates are getting me involved on the offensive end. I'm playing great on defense. We just got to keep it up second half and not let it up.
Hey, Kawhi, thank you very much for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.